ladies and gentlemen. Welcome once again to another Bald Explorer Live. With me, the Bald Explorer, Richard Vobes, here at the helm. Yet again, for more fun and fruitcakeness from ye oldie, baldy, one-eyed blokey from sunny Worthing. Although I have to tell you, there was no sun today, not whatsoever. I went outside with my umbrella, and I went out there and I went, God blimey, where is the sun? Where is the blooming sunny Worthing? It's not sunny. There's no sun here at all. Thank you. Pouring with rain it was, ladies and gentlemen. Pouring with rain. I thought poor old God up there must have been a bit upset, was crying his eyes out all over us on Easter. Well, his son was nailed to a cross a few years ago, wasn't he? So no doubt he still hasn't got over it. Anyway, never mind that. Easter is kind of been and gone, and we're on the tail end now. It's the bank holiday Monday, and yes, it's all back to work again for everybody. Well, to be honest with you, I've been working today. Been working my little heart out. My poor little fingers have been editing away all sorts of stuff. All the goodies for you, and a corporate edit for my clients. Yes, I've not really had a bank holiday Monday, whilst the rest of you have been swanning out, taking pictures and shoving them into the Bald Explorer group and showing off the lovely places that you've been to. Somebody has been at the helm of the ship, as making sure that it all sails sails smoothly. I've been doing my bit. Someone's got to do their bit. Anyway, let's find out if anybody's actually turning up to see if we're live from Worthing. Let's go down into the little thing. Yes, Jennifer Stewart is here. Hello, Jennifer Stewart. How are you? All the way from the lovely US of A, tuning in today, which is marvellous. Mark Selwood, all the way down from jolly old Cornwall. How's that wall I've been building down there? Have you managed to escape yet? No, not judged by the architecture I've been looking that you've been posting up. Some of your walls, we'll get onto that a bit later in the show actually, some of your walls are a bit, well, the sizes of the bricks, shall we say, Mark, are rather huge. Yes, indeed, they're huge. Yeah. Martin Snow has joined, Cynthia Walder is here, Andy Ash has popped in, which is very nice. Captain Vobes here at the Starship Baldersphere. No, that doesn't work. Anyway, Felicity Jones. Hello, Felicity Jones. Graham Whittington, lovely to see you. Kevin Hall is all here and dandy. Julio. Hey. Hola, riba. Julio. All the way from Mexico. I was talking to somebody about Old Mexico and New Mexico, Julio, and I was getting a bit confused. Where's New Mexico? What's the difference between New Mexico and Old Mexico? Is everybody been travelling from arriba, faster, we gotta go to Mexico, to the new one? Are they all travelling from one to the other? They go, it's much nicer here. I don't know what accent that is. It's much nicer here. It's much nicer here. You don't really speak like that, I know you don't. Rupert Lloyd Thomas, when are you going to Brightling? He said, when? When are you going to Brightling? You've got to get your miserable face up there, he says. Yes, I will be. Thank you, Rupert. I will be going to Brightling, I assure you, to the Sugarloaf, to the Pyramid. I will be going up there to have a look at the Dallington Church itself. I will be having a look at the Code Stones. What else did he do, the old Mad Jack Fuller? I will be going, I promise. We're just waiting for some bright and cheerful weather. If I'd gone there today, I would have got soaked. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, I should just point out, this is a velvet jacket. I know it's just coming over as a black coat, but it's actually a velvet jacket tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I put that on because it's a bank holiday, and I thought, you deserved a much smarter, smarter Vobes. So I'm doing my best to be as smart as anything. Julian Humphreys has begun. Oh, Julian, lordy, we are blessed. Hello, Julian. How is life up in Godalming? Are you well? And how is your son and his music playing? Is he still down in the basement? Or is it the drums? I can't remember what it was. He was something loud and noxious. Anyway, I hope he's doing well. And, of course, your lovely lady. And I trust that you haven't been locked out of the house with your pants round your ankles. That's a little private joke for Julian and I to know, and for everybody to guess, unless you saw the YouTube video a few years ago. Claire Leach, the lovely Claire Leach, who's been sending me emails over the last few hours, sending some very nice things to me. Very nice. She was a bit worried that I was a bit down in the dumps and a bit, distressed by life's terrible things, and she's been saying some very nice things, and it's so kind. I was just hoping that she would write them on the back of a £50 note and send them to me, which would have been, a little bit helpful, but... I'm only joking, Claire. I'm only joking. Honestly, you have to be careful what you say. So, what have you got on your bookshelf? Says Julian Humphreys. Well, books, yes. And I want to tell you. Funny you should mention books, because I want to tell you about a book. And here it is, this incredible book called, I can't see if you can see it actually, hold on one moment. Here it is, this is called The Worthing Road and Its Coaches. Elaine Brazier, I don't know if you're out there, Elaine, and Matthew Brazier, the Brazier family, a very warm family they are. They are a blazing Brazier family, standing there, probably out in the cold now, having sort of invested in this book to send to me, rubbing their hands round the Brazier, going, oh, chuck another child on there and let's keep warm. Who knows? But she and Matthew very kindly sent me this book. Now, what's so good about this book? Look at this. This is what I was talking about the other day. Hello, can you see me? This is what I was talking about the other day. These are the coaching maps that they used, the coach drivers in the 18th century used to have. They were scrolls. And you notice, I don't know if I'll get it a bit closer, if you notice it's just got the route. Not all the other maps, like ordinary maps. It's a bit like an early sat-nav. Never thought of it like that before. Instead of somebody going, at the next roundabout, go straight, then take the third turning. In 300 yards, turn left. In 400 yards, get out and park the car. In 700 yards, help yourself to a nice cup of coffee. Thank you. We do tend to live our lives by orders, don't we? We much prefer it if somebody else tells us what to do. It takes all the decision-making out of life. I've noticed that. I'm not really keen on somebody else giving me the orders. I much rather, you probably noticed, I much rather actually... solicit? No, wait a minute. What am I talking about? I give the orders, basically. So anyway, this lovely book. It's about it's about the Worthing Road, not the London Road. What are you talking about? It's the road to London from Worthing, goes up to London, goes through all the places, and it's got some lovely pictures and it's got some lovely bits and pieces in it, and it's got, look at this. There we are. We're talking about these sort of coaches, ladies and gentlemen. What a lovely. I'll show that even bigger. Look, even closer. There you are, even closer still, and any closer. It goes off the screen. That's what we're talking about. And I was actually going to read to you a little bit, but Julian Humphreys, you cheeky devil, has got me going on the books already, because he said, what you got in the books? What books have you got? What books? I want to know. I want to know. What books have you got? Well, I'm telling you. So I'll just read this little bit here. This is a bit like Jackanory, for those that remember Jackanory. Jackanory, Jackanory, Jackanory. Da 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 dum. Anyway, the road, it says here, the old road from London to Worthing up to the end of the 18th century followed approximately the present road through Dorking and Horsham, except for one or two modern bypasses. This was written in 1942, ladies and gentlemen. This was written in 1942. It probably doesn't know about the bypass round Findon and that sort of thing. Anyway, it goes, it says, as far as Knepp Castle and Ashurst to Stenning. For many years there was no road at all to the coast beyond Stenning, and the few pack horses and wagons, and later the first coaches that did find their way into Worthing would have had to take a track over the downs by Stenning Roundhill, Hill Barn, Beggar's Bush and Titch Hill Farm into Sompting and Broadwater. It was horrendous, ladies and gentlemen. Fascinating book. Anyway, so, of course, thank you very much to Elaine and the family Brazier. Thank you very much for that, because I will be making some videos and I want to try and follow some of that original coaching route on a series of little videos, and now I've got the Informazioni, I will be able to do that. And isn't life absolutely marvellous? It's just superb! Yeah, it's alright, I'll stop dancing. Anyway, so let's just make sure a few more people have arrived. Dave Baker says, good evening to everybody. Mark Selwood says, hi, Nikki. I'm Richard, actually, by the way, just in case you hadn't noticed. Oh, he's talking to Nikki, of course, silly me. Russell McDonald Bell's got a great big thumb. I hope you haven't hammered it with a big nail. No, nailed the hammer with... Anyway, you know what I mean. Yes, says Thingy. And Nick Sadler says... mind the TARDIS. Don't know what you're talking about there. Maybe you've spotted something I haven't. More horrendous than the Lion's Farm. Yes, probably. Yeah, much more horrendous. Kevin Hall says, I had a John Cleese voice on my sat-nav. He used to say, you have arrived now, you may get out now, but I will not help you with your bags. Thank you so much. Manuel! What's the matter? Yes, you can see the sea. It's over there between the land and the sky. Well, what do you expect from... Anyway, go on to Fawlty Towers if we're not careful. Part of the walking route from the high street, says Nigel Sadler. Yes, we've got a walk lined up in the spring. Well, it's nearly spring now. Well, it is the spring, only it doesn't look like it. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, so Easter is over, and everybody I gather has been eating chocolate. Everybody's been munching chocolate. They've got eggs, and they've been telling me how they've been munching chocolate, been, to see a few people and heard ringing up people and say, how are you? Oh, we're doing very well, yes. We're inundated with chocolate egg. Oh, that's nice. Everybody's there. They've got boxes of it. They're unwrapping all this stuff, and it's been absolutely marvellous. All these sort of big spotty people that are going to be going to the chemist looking for Biospot or some substance, get the spot out of disease. Anyway, that's great. That's nice. It's lovely. Every single person in the world over the Christmas period, everyone has been eating chocolate. Well, when I say everybody, of course, that's not strictly true. Not everybody has been eating chocolate, as you know. I mean, there'll be some people out there who wish, oh please, who wish that they would be having some chocolate. There'll be some people just going, oh, if only somebody cared enough to send me an egg, to lay me a golden chocolate egg. I don't care, it'd be just so nice if somebody, somewhere, was to let me have somewhere. Are you hearing me? Because there's some people who would love to have had an egg, and they hadn't had any, and they didn't have any eggs at all. And I just happened to mention this. I just happened to mention it in the Naked Englishman. I just happened to mention just once, maybe twice, maybe 3 or 4 times actually. But I did mention it was, off the cuff. I didn't mean to mention it. I didn't mean to make a meal of it. I didn't mean to make anything of it. But I did happen to say that I hadn't, the children, they didn't know nothing for Easter for your father that's looked after you all these times and given you money and helped you with this and helped you do that and helped you to speak proper. Oh yeah, no, nothing at all, nothing. But I just happened to mention it, ladies and gentlemen. I don't want to make a fine point. I mean, this is just a throwaway thought, really, just that I'm saying. Just throw away. I wouldn't labour the point by any chance. No, I wouldn't do that. No, I wouldn't, moan on the live show because that would be awful. Anyway, it so happened that just before I started the show, ladies and gentlemen, and this is absolutely true, you will not believe this, just before there was a bang on the door, knock, knock, knock. I thought, oh, for goodness sake, I'm just about to do the show and I've got things to do. I'm prepping it all up. It's a nightmare. Who could possibly be banging on my door? So reluctantly I got up and I went out and I opened up the door and I was all ready to give them a good basinful. Don't you realise I've got my budding fans out there? All my fans are going to be there waiting. They're waiting with bated breath. And then I suddenly realised who it was. It was one of my fans. It was one of my greatest fans. And she was standing there, looking at me, flashing her eyelids. She was purple hair, just waving in the horrible wind. And I said, "Here, Julia, you're not due to be on the show tonight. You're ill. You can't come in here with all your diseases. You can't come in here. You're ill. You're ill, love. Go home with a hot water bottle and get warm," I said. "You can't possibly come in here." The gate crashing on the show because she said she was going to come and then she couldn't. And she said, no, you silly man. She said, "You silly man." I said, "What do you mean, you silly man?" She said, no, you haven't had any Easter eggs. I said, "I know, well, you don't have to rub it in. It's charming, that is. You don't have to rub it in." She said, "Oh, shut up. Shut up. She said that to me. Shut up. And we've been out looking at trees and hugging them and stuff. And she said, no, shut up. And then she thrust into my arms, ladies and gentlemen. She thrust into my arms. Look at that. A chocolate egg. Yes. Oh, amazing. Oh, it's so lovely. So, yeah. So, obviously, I had to give her a big snog, and I sent her on her way, and I said, thank you very much, Julia. What a lovely thought. Completely unexpected, and she'd heard it on The Naked Englishman, which is my podcast, which the patrons get. If you happen to be a patron and subscribe, you get The Naked Englishman, the background to the show. And so I've got this lovely egg, which, of course, I'm going to have to open it. I'm going to have to. I haven't had any chocolate, you see. I'm going to have to open it. Sit down there, you. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that. Hey, look, hang on. It's the same size. Just a minute. There we are. A vast improvement, ladies and gentlemen. Hello. I can't see. Where is it? There we are. I'm the bald explorer. Happy as a Larry. Yeah, stop that, you. Anyway, cool. It's solid, isn't it? It's solid. Solid egg. So you'll have to just excuse me for one moment because I haven't had any chocolate whatsoever. And I just look like I can't get my teeth in. Here, Julia, I can't get my teeth into this. Too big. What am I going to do with that then? Good job I've got a cup with my face on it. Oh, there we go. I'm in. Thank you so much, Julia. You're an absolute star. Mwah! Anyway, that aside, I haven't had any chocolate eggs or anything like that whatsoever. Oh, I'm in a grump. No, not really. I'm thrilled to bits. So it's bank holiday. What have you been up to? Have you been doing anything very exciting? Because I know that in the group I've noticed there are things going on. I'm going to get to the group in a second. Everybody seems to be very happy. Oh, chocolate orange, says Andy. Brendan Potts says, last year my family... Oh, it's gone. How lovely of you, Julia, says Claire. That's huge. It is huge. It is very huge. A golden egg, Julia says, smash it. It was smashing. It was smashing. So there we are. She says, I'm very welcome. Well, that's very kind of you. And Dan Thompson says, I'm so proud of you, Vobesy. Ah, thank you, Dan Thompson. It's very kind of you. Another of my lovely American listeners, which is lovely. Windmill visiting is what I've been up to, says Brendan Potts. That's what I've been busy. Well, we've got to get together, Brendan, and we've got to go out and visit a windmill together, holding hands, skipping down the road. Well, maybe not holding hands, because people will talk, but skipping. We can go skipping round the road. But be careful when you go to windmills, because when the sails go round through history, it's amazing how many cases of how many dreadful accidents, not murderous, but, death-defying accidents, where kids have been playing and bonk, the sails, or the sweeps, have smashed into them and rendered them senseless, or worse, dead. So... there we go. Steve says he's worked from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Oh, Steve, it's time to put your feet up, light your pipe, pull out the knits from your hair, scratch your... What am I saying? I'm so sorry. That was so rude. That was so... it's time to relax. Get yourself a beer and put your feet up. I hope you haven't got to work tomorrow. Enjoy your chocolate egg, says Dave Baker. Oh, golly. Well, I looked at it.
I jolly well will. Deep in the forest of the chocolate monster, there was all sorts of weird things.
Mostly me. It's all good. It's all good. All go today. Hang on. So, now, let's get on with the show. All this mucking about. Mucking about? Who's mucking about? I'm not mucking about. I'm not mucking about. Honestly, I'm not mucking about. I'm not, honestly. No, you can go back. Eric's getting a bit worried that I'm mucking about. I'm not mucking about, Eric. I'm not. No. We're all ready to do the show. Just testing to see if the music... Because I can't hear the music when it goes out, you see. Oh, it stopped. There we are. I can hear that it stopped. So I'll let you into a little secret. I hear the music. There's no feedback. There's no foldback, as they say in the old. When I used to work in a sound studio back in the whenever it was before the Arc was made. I used to work in a sound studio only temporarily, and I used to talk about the foldback and the feedback and this back and that back, and I got right up there back. Anyway, the only way I keep doing this, and I don't tell you, do I? I keep going like this, and you're going, what's he doing? They're headphones. Yes. The only way I know the music is there because I can hear it coming out the headphones, just about the old DT100s, fantastic, good old Bayer, and that's the only, because I don't have speakers. You see, I don't have feedback, foldback, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, so let's crack on at a moment then. Do you know, I just had a little serious moment. Oh yes, that's it. What's next? So Easter egg. Thank you so much, Julia. That was very kind. Sharing the video walks to other... Oh, yes, sharing... Sorry, I was reading my notes going, what the devil is this? I was reading a piece by Matthew. Matthew had put a piece in the thing, and Claire got on top of it as well. And that is, it's a shame that we're not reaching huge numbers of people. And to be honest with you, it is a shame that we're not reaching huge numbers of people. I don't know quite why. We're all working ever so hard. And it would be nice. There's plenty of people out there who perhaps cannot get out and enjoy a bit of nostalgia and like the countryside. And the walks are sort of plateauing off about, 200 or 300 people, when really and truly they ought to be getting a lot more. There's people who make strange videos and seem to get hundreds of thousands. And obviously not doing something right. But where you can help, if you want to help the old baldy one-eyed explorer, well... and I need to try and get a few more patrons in order to make it possible to keep it going, so that there's a little bit of money. I mean, I know that plenty of you are helping, and please don't you guys hand over any of your money, because that's just so unfair. But it's just to try and get a few more people. So Claire and Matthew came up with this idea that if you were able to share the walks videos, the ones you like, which probably are all of them, to be fair. No, well, whichever ones anyway. If you were able to share them on any other group, if you're a member of any other group that might like them, that there's the small, tiniest sort of, what do you call it, association, tiniest sort of thing that might just work. If you could share them so that more people discover the old Bald Explorer, that would be great. It would really help, and I would appreciate that. And if you do that, I shall run up to your house and give you a big snog. How about that? Yeah. So I know you'd like that. Anyway, before we go and I've gone on the wrong thing here. Before we go mad, completely mad, this chocolate is very nice, I have to say. That's the first bit of chocolate I've had for ages, to be honest with you. Let's find out what you guys have been. Never mind what I've been up to. Let's find out what you've been up to, and let's go and have a look in. Where is it? Oh yeah, in the gallery. So, let's find the gallery. Forget where the gallery is. Here we go. Sorry, I just had a moment there. So here we are. We are in the gallery now, and just as the Easter egg was being delivered, I noticed that the lovely in the gallery. Where's the gallery gone? Wait a minute, I've lost the thing. Here we go. Russell MacDonald Bell, of course, has been to Avebury Manor. Now, is that in Avebury where they have the stones? Is that Avebury in Wiltshire? Or is Avebury Manor somewhere else? A beautiful building, isn't it? Beautiful building. I love that building. With look at that, the lovely roof there. And the lovely chimneys and the lovely windows. It's lovely. All of it's lovely. The mullioned windows, aren't they? Now that looks to me like some sort of it looks like the 15th century Tudor time manor house. I don't know when it was about, but it's a beautiful, it's a lovely house. It's lovely. Anyway, let me know where that was. So that's in the Bald Explorer group pages, ladies and gentlemen, if you fancy it. Now, of course, Paul Hine has been very cheeky. And I love this idea. I love it. I think it's really cool. He has posted a picture of a church, and he said, come on, where is it? And he didn't tell us where it was for a while, for quite some time. And he gave some clues, and it's an interesting church. And there it is. Look at that. Anybody know where it is? Well, he did tell us. It's in Fishbourne. It's Fishbourne Church. I haven't been to Fishbourne for a long time. I don't really know Fishbourne, and it's somewhere I need to go and get the old camera out and go and have a whiz around. So that would be nice. Now, how about this? This is an amazing picture. I don't know what kind of bird that is. I think it's a sparrow, but it's not a robin. Anyway, it's an amazing picture, the little bird there flying off. Now, this is, of course, Graham Whittington, not Dick, and he's been to Petworth. Funny enough, Julia, Ed Warren and I are going to Petworth this week to make a video, a little walk around, so that's going to be very interesting. So well done, Graham, some fantastic pictures. You'll have to tell us what kind of camera you use, the lens, the aperture, and how you hold it, and what you've got on the end of your pinky, just so that we know that we feel that we could emulate you if we could be bothered. So that's quite nice. No, brilliant, absolutely fantastic pictures. I love it. Meanwhile, the lovely Claire Leach has been saying that, Richard, you did a walk and you nearly got as far as this place the other day, and this is Telescombe, and it's up there on the South Downs, and here is the back end of the church, or the west end. I imagine that's the West Tower, bell tower. Beautiful, lovely church. She's been taking some pictures, and she said it's so close to where I am, you could nearly have come down my garden path and had a cup of tea. Only she did say earlier that she works ever so hard and is barely in, so I probably would have turned up. And if she found me in her kitchen helping myself to a cup of tea, I think she would have called the police, to be honest with you. But there we are. We can't do everything. So anyway, so that's where she's been taking some pictures, lovely pictures, beautiful pictures there. They are also in the Bald Explorer group. Now, my Easter Bunny friend. You see clearly the golden egg has been stolen. That's the Easter Bunny there. The lovely Julia has been whizzing over towards Portsmouth, and she's had a family thing to do today, and they just so happened to see this lovely bunny, obviously the Easter Bunny, and I reckon that's where this egg came from, and probably the bunny said, "Here, give that to Vobes, would you?" So maybe I've been a bit over thankful to Julia, and actually it's probably just this little bunny that did it, so I may have to go and snog the bunny instead. So that would be fun. However, look at these. Talking of Julia, and she's into the mystique and mysterious and the sort of pagan rites and things. This is Jay Carter has been to Bramdean. Now, Bramdean is, I think, is it just inside Sussex or just outside Sussex? I can't remember it, but it's up on the sort of just near the South Downs Way somewhere. And it's where that lovely church that Paul, I think it was Paul, posted a picture of, the sort of flat-back church that was a corrugated church. Anyway, mysterious standing stones. So I did say to Julia, this is another one for you. You're going to have to come with me, and we're going to have to go and examine and climb underneath, slither underneath those stones and hope they don't fall on us, which would be fascinating. And then Wendy Wakelin, bless her, Wendy Wakelin has been to Goodwood, and there's a couple of motley characters. I don't know who they're supposed to be, if anybody in particular, but look, he's got his steering wheel in one hand and a cap on the other. So that's the best way, isn't it? You don't need to lock your car if you can just take the steering wheel off. They obviously left their car in the car park somewhere. They're looking a bit grey, but anyway, that's Goodwood at the motor track, or the motor thing, or whatever it is. Well, I haven't been there, I have to say. Probably at the Festival of Speed, no doubt. Anyway, so there we go. That's what's been going on in the group, and do keep posting stuff. It's absolutely amazing, and people have been so marvellous and so jolly and all of that. It's been fantastic. So thank you very much for doing that. Of course, we've had the Voguing reporters, which we're going to get to in a minute. So that's really good. Just checking down here to see I'm in on Thursdays. It was my husband who took those photographs. Oh, I beg your pardon. I'm so sorry. It was the hubby who did that. F8 at quite fast, I should think. I'm not quite sure what F8. If I press F8 on my keyboard, something disastrous would happen. I think it copies and pastes the last thing I said into an interminable vortex of repetitive brain syndrome. Something like that. I have no idea. Anyway, so let's see what the Voguing reporters have been up to then this week, shall we? Why not? Let's do that. So, first of all, now, Maggie. You have been always very bigger. You've always been very bigger. I didn't mean that. It came out very wrong. I'll have a slurp of coffee. Hold on. Maggie Walters, you did a walk, a Voguing reporter, another one, which is fantastic. Now, it is in the group. It is, admittedly, it was very short-ish, so I thought I'd show it here because there'll be some people who haven't visited the group and don't know what goodies are there. You see, we're trying to get more members in the group, which is fantastic. It's free to apply, and it's all good fun, and there's a place where you can banter with one another and slag me off, and to prove that you're actually better than I am. When I've been looking at the quality of some of these Voguing reporting that's been going on, I do feel a little bit redundant now, which is nice. It means I might get a day to put my feet up. So this is now, I can't remember how you pronounce this. Cursor, was it Cursor you went to? Somewhere near Leominster. Now, a lot of people get that wrong. They call it Leominster, and it's not Leominster. It's so ignorant, you know, so ignorant. It's Leominster, although it's spelt Leominster, but it's Leominster. Anyway, this place is very nice, and so have a little gander at this whilst I go and have a scoff of some more chocolate.
Hello, and Easter blessings. I'm Maggie, and I'm going to be doing a bit of Voguing reporting today. But not with Robbie, because unfortunately he's had to go to work. But I am with Dottie. I don't know if you can see her there. I am with Dottie, who is patiently waiting for me to take her on our local walk, which we have done many, many times. And that's up to Kersney Hill. Okay, so this is a metalled road which will lead me to Kersney Hill. Now, I live in a place called Leominster, which is just on the outskirts of Hereford. And in Leominster there's a place called Baron's Cross, which it's said it got its names from the Marcher Lords in King John's reign. The Marcher Lords met there to discuss their plans, which apparently resulted in the signing of the Magna Carta. So we've walked along there. It's starting to get hilly to the left, and this is where we're heading, up this muddy path, which I will try not to slip on my bottom. So this is Kersney Hill, which Dottie and I will climb in a moment. And there's a river, which is quite full at the moment. Dottie does love to splash in that river in the summer. So we've started to huff and puff up the hill. Here it is. It's a bit of a false summit, because there, over the way, you can see the trig peeping. And some of you may know that I do love a trig. And here we are at the top of Kersney Hill, which is quite close by to Baron's Cross. And apparently Kersney Hill is an ancient fortified earthwork. During the English Civil War, the Wars of the Roses, apparently the Yorkists were entrenched here and driven away by Welsh and Irish troops. It is said that many troops came through this area at that time, as the Battle of Mortimer's Cross was just about a mile away. I have read that there was another battle here in 1554, but apparently it's a bit of a mystery, so I haven't been able to find anything out about it. But I will have a dig and see what I can find. Anyway, these are the views we have at the trig point. And here is the trig, which I have visited many times. Oh, I do love a trig. Well, Dottie and I are going to make our way back home now. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.
Well, there we are. Another terrific video. Thank you so much. That's so kind. And we need to get this. We need to get our certificates all lined up so we can sort of get praise out where praise is due. So thank you very much, Maggie. Now, just as somebody's asked me a while ago, actually, when we got going with this, and said it would be interesting to have some hints and tips on how to make a good little Vobing reporting thing or a little travelogue video. So I thought it would be good perhaps to devote one special live show for an hour to do hints and tips with a few examples, and I'll get something together and put together a special show which is the hints and tips on how to make one of these things. So if that's a good idea, give me a thumbs up, or let me know in the thing, or a comment, or any questions that you think would be relevant for that. I'll put a thing in the group, so then make sure you get all the questions on that post in the group, and then I can bring it in here. So well done, that was absolutely fantastic. Love all that. And I've got, this all gives me ideas for other stuff to come and to bring to you, which is obviously, a big part of it. So now I wanted to show you. Here we go. Now look at this chappie here. Who do you think this reprobate is from down in Cornwall? There we are. You notice that we've started to build the wall there behind him. We started to build the wall so that he can't get out. Although some idiots put a doorway through it because he cast some aspersions last week that my ventriloquist act wasn't very good. So I've promised to build a wall in Cornwall to stop the likes of Mark Selwood from getting out. But I'm joking. I am joking. I don't. Mark, you're a star. You're an absolute star. You're a terrific man. We love you. We love you. So there's Mark. That's Mark Selwood. He did a video. It's fantastic. Go and check it out. It's very good. In the Bald Explorer group. Now, the reason I bring this up, firstly, is to say, not only is it good, but I can't show it to you because I can't lift it off Facebook. I've tried, and I can't get it off. So if you're making a video and you want me to show it in the live show, which I love to do, you have to send it to me as an MP4. And the best way to do it is to use wetransfer.com. It's we transfer, all one word, wetransfer.com, and you'll see that you'll be able to send it. You just put in my email address, just message me. My email address is easy, richard@vobes.com. That's me, richard@vobes.com. And then that way I get the file and I can play it in, and it's absolutely super. But that's so terrific, Mark. And in Mark's video, I found this absolutely fascinating. Down there in Cornwall, he's at Red Ruth, I think. It sounds like a racehorse, doesn't it, Red Ruth? There's Red Ruth, he's coming up to the last thing. It's Red Ruth, and there's coming over the last hurdle, and there's Red Rum, followed by Red Ruth, and Goldstruth, and Hell's Bells, and Who's That? And it's Who's That, followed by Hell's Bells, and Who's That? It's Red Ruth coming into the finishing line, it's Red Ruth is there, and it's Red Ruth, there she goes. So it does sound like a racehorse, but it isn't. And there's a castle that's now a restaurant, and he showed us that. Now, look at the castle. Look at it. It's nice. It's lovely, isn't it? But look on the left-hand side. No, that's not just rocks in the foreground obscuring the view. Oh, no, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, no. Have a look closer. Have a look closer at the construction of this castle. It's being held on boulders, ladies and gentlemen. And now, to me, I don't know the area, but it looks that there's a cliff edge on the other side that probably goes down about 250 feet, and it looks pretty precarious. I don't know if that's true, but look how it's just held on there with boulders. I had to grab some frames from Mark's video, which I could do. It's absolutely amazing. So Mark, thank you very much for posting that fascinating video. Fascinating. So do check it out, and it's in the Bald Explorer group. So, brilliant, I have to say. So let's move on to Lee Freeston, who sent in, I don't think he's posted this in the thing, so this will be virgin to all of you. Just got to kind of find it. Here we go. So this is Idsworth Church. Now, I've got a picture actually somewhere. Hold on 1 second. Let's come back into here. I'll just do this very quickly because I've got a picture. Idsworth Church. There we go. So here, have a look at this. This is the idyllic, this is from Wikipedia, this picture, just so you know. This is Idsworth Church. I don't know if you've ever been to Idsworth Church. What a lovely remote place it is. Apparently it's quite near Rowland's Castle. Although if you go looking for Rowland's Castle, you'll have trouble finding it. Because I did do that once. I couldn't find it at all. Anyway, that's Idsworth Church. And Lee Freeston has popped out very kindly to do a bit of a teaser to show me what it looks like. It's so good I had to share it with you. So have a look at this. And there we are. You nearly caught me. It just looks to see that the microphone's up. If I do that, it's because I'm just quickly checking the faders on the mixing desk. I really need to have a faders up here so I can control it, but it's such a huge desk. You can't see it there, but it's quite a big old desk. So when I go like that, it's like I start to speak and I think, oh, how do I know if they can hear? And I do that quick, and I can have a look. If I do that side, that something's wrong. I've got a twitch. Oh dear. Oh. If I do that, I'm in serious problems. If I do that, my head's coming off. Anyway, lovely. Thank you very much, Lee. Terrific. And I do want to go to that church. I know, Lee's done a marvellous job. I don't need to, but I would like to go there because I'd like to go there and have a little look round. It's such an isolated place. I love those isolated churches. Obviously, I don't want to just keep doing all the same things. I'm trying to, keep walks over the country, visiting nice rural churches, like with the Regency townhouse that went out on Friday and today. Different things, lots of different things, windmills and all that. Thanks to Brendan Potts, by the way. He's been putting pictures of windmills. Sorry I haven't shown any of your windmills at the moment, Brendan, but we will get round to it. So I'm just trying to do, all sorts of bits and pieces as much. I try to make, to have a broad church, as they say. Well, no, can't say that, because in a broad church you all get murdered, don't you? And David Tennant has to come down and sort it all out. Not that I ever watched any of that nonsense, because I don't watch television. But anyway, so now, talking of television, ladies and gentlemen, this show is so seamless. It almost seems as if it looks like it's cobbled together at the very last minute. That might be the impression you've got, and you may be right. But there is some sort of sense of madness. I mean, some sensibility and prejudice. Prejudice and pride. I take a lot of pride, mother's pride mainly, in this show. It's all full of stodge. Thanks. So, talking of television, Nigel, my friend Nigel Cooper, he popped in this morning, and I said, "Hello, Nigel, what do you want?" And he said, "You remember, we're doing something." I said, "Oh, yes, we've got to record. We've got to record a message for our friend Emily." Well, she's not really called Emily. She's called Sarah Montgomery. You see, when we made our television programme back in the 1990s, yes, I know, back in the days of the ye old Ark, in the 1990s, our children's television programme Snug and Cozy, that it's all right, no one's ever heard of it, but it did go out for 2 seasons on ITV, thank you very much. And not only that, we had 33 to 34% share when you only had 4 channels. So we had 33 and 34% of everybody watching any television were watching us for 10 minutes whilst our programme was on, which, I'll have you know, when you've only got 4 channels, is a large slice. So they were, and regularly we were getting that. Anyway, it was a nonsense. It was Laurel and Hardy in spacesuits we made this thing. And that was back then. Well, a little girl who was also starring in the show, who played the part of Emily, Sarah Montgomery, her name is, she is getting married very soon, and now she's 30-something, and it's quite amazing. So her mum and dad got in touch with me and Nigel and said, would you do a little message that we can play at her hen do, which is coming up very soon, just to surprise her. So we said, we'd be delighted. So we came in here, we sat here, and We did a little message as pretending to be snug and cozy and a little, nice to see you and blah, blah. And then we recorded just something for our own amusement. And then I thought I could play it in the show. So I don't know if you want to see that, of course. But why not? It's introduced. Now, Nigel is going to come along, ladies and gentlemen, and be in the show, a live show, when he can. He's a very busy man. But I'm going to get him here, and we'll have it'll be an absolute hoot. You'll thoroughly enjoy it. But here's, it is 6 minutes long of Nigel and I, and it is a little self-indulgent, but, you can always turn off, can't you? So I just thought we'd end with a bit of this. So it starts with the original opening sequence from our children's show, and then it comes into the studio, which we recorded earlier this morning. And you'll notice that this is a very scrappy bit of footage from the original TV series, because it was 1996 and it was taken off of VHS. You'll notice that it's taken off of VHS because, you'll just know the typical VHS look of it. So here we go. It starts with a little bit of black. Actually, I'll get it going and you'll see what I mean. So there's a little bit of black. Then we get the standard clock. Thank you. And forget that. And then we get the show. Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a slightly impromptu little video that me and my mate Nigel... Hello, Nigel.
Hello there, Richard.
Hello, Nigel. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, this is marvellous. It's technology, this is.
It's very good,
It's very good. We used to do a programme called Snug and Cozy many years ago. You may remember it. Maybe they don't. No, it was on the telly. We were famous. Well, we weren't really. But anyway, we got recognised once in Worthing Station and invited back to tea by a 14-year-old. But anyway, enough of our history. Yes. We've just had to be reunited, Nigel and I, after all these years. We've never seen each other.
No.
But little Emily, who was playing in the series, She's getting married.
Yes,
And
to a man.
To a man. Yes, well, it's not unusual.
It's not these days.
No. Anyway, we've had to give her a little message, you see. Well, we haven't had to, but we've given her a little message.
You will do it.
To wish her a happy wedding as Snug and Cozy. And we thought we'd sort of reenact a little bit of it, but not the actual message bit, but just to show you what Snug and Cozy was like working with the lovely Nigel.
Ah.
Cozy.
Yes, Snuggy.
Snuggy, we're flying in our little time capsule spaceship, you see.
Oh, yes. Flying away from the planet Squadge.
Yes, we're escaping from Squadge, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, the terrible planet full of squidgy people.
Oh, squidgy and squodgy and squicky and squirky.
Oh, pink and
Perky. They were coming, they were invading Pink and Perky.
were they? Oh, pigs, all of them.
Cozy?
Yes,
Cozy, there's a big blue-green planet up ahead. Do you think we should land there?
Oh, that's a good idea.
Wow.
Yeah, give us some Yes, we could go to Russia.
I don't like Russia very
No,
much. It's
not
too
these
busy.
days.
Too busy. People rush. Cozy.
Yeah.
I'm trying to lose weight on the spaceship.
Yes.
Trying to get rid of some of the weight. It's a bit heavy on the port side, Cozy. That's your side.
Touched any port.
No, the injector seat won't
Well,
keep pressing it.
I think the fuse must have gone.
I can see the spring underneath your
Yeah,
seat,
no.
but it's not actually getting you off.
Yeah. And what sort of spring is it?
Not
Get
that.
this.
When I say off, I mean off and out the porthole.
Oh, I see.
Yes,
Well,
you
you want to be clear about things like that on this type of show.
It is very
The
big,
internet's full of filth.
full of filth. I'm trying to eject the filth.
Anyway, never mind about all that.
Oh, yes, what?
You could always pop out the porthole and have a look, see what the weather's doing.
What I could do, it's pretty black out in space.
We'll take a torch.
Oh, yes, of course.
Stupid.
Cozy,
Yes, Daddy.
when we land, I thought we could go and try some of Earth's lovely food and drink.
Oh, yes. What do you fancy?
I fancy, whether or not spoons.
Yes, but I hope they do have spoons.
I want pudding.
Yes.
So if they've got spoons, it would be nice.
You live in the land of soup with a fork.
Oh, I do. It's very nice there, especially with all that tomato. Cozy.
Yes, that's
Cozy. I make.
Goodness me. An asteroid shot through my earlobe.
Did it? It's got stuck on the other side of your tin can.
Yeah. Eh? Oh,
Slip it.
that's better.
Cozy, we're supposed to be meeting up with Emily and wishing her a happy birthday, marriage, or maybe considering
Shower.
Shower. She's having a shower.
Marriage shower.
Oh yes.
What? What?
Stop
Having
it.
a shower. She is having a shower.
Yes, she's had one since we. Do you remember Cozy?
Yep.
Remember Cozy when we shared a double bed?
Yes, I do. I can't forget it.
Yeah, we went hurtling down this hill, Cozy,
Yeah.
and
Oh, yes.
we went straight into that abominable monster. What was it now?
Oh, that was a car wash.
Oh yes, that's right. A car wash. I've never been cleaned so squeakily
No.
than ever before.
Those little filaments filled all your mints up.
I haven't got any mints now.
Oh,
They've
no,
been filled up.
You'll be washed with soapy water. That was good fun going through a car wash.
Yes.
And then we went somewhere else, up a hill with a rocket, tried to fly home.
Yes, couldn't get it on my back.
No,
It
well,
was very heavy, if I remember rightly.
yes, you do remember rightly.
And you didn't like the blue touch paper.
No, well, I didn't know. You had to like the blue touch paper.
Oh, everybody goes flying off like a rocket if you touch the blue paper that
I
you
thought
touch.
you said I thought you said touch the light blue paper.
Oh, was there? No, not the loo paper. You mustn't go touching loo paper. Not if it's been used,
well, you
Cozy.
don't want a flash in the pan.
Anyway, Cozy.
Oh dear. What's that? What's that coming?
What coming?
Over there.
Over there.
What is it?
It's a thing. Look at it. Great big squiggly thing with tentacles.
Oh no, that's just a mirror.
Oh, yes.
Sorry.
Anyway, I think we should stop this nonsense.
Why?
Well, because I think people are watching going, what the devil is happening?
Nobody's watching now.
No,
Turned
it
completely
turned off.
off.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we apologise for interrupting your life and bringing you a short excerpt from
Yes.
unabridged, unrehearsed, Snug and Cozy, 20 years on from the original series.
Yes.
Yes.
Indeed.
Yes, it wasn't like that when we did it before.
No.
It was a lot worse. But anyway, we hope you've enjoyed our little improvised nonsense on the Bald Explorer channel. And we wish you a happy Easter.
Yes.
On Easter Bank Holiday Monday.
Yeah.
And I know our heads look like a pair of eggs.
You never know what you're going to get on this show, do you?
You never know, luckily. I would tune in and find something else.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, how do I stop this recording?
Just press that button.
Oh, this
there.
one here. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Hang on a minute. I'm just going to get over there. Just trying to find the button.
Ow.
I just move you off the screen and... Toodaloo-loo.
Toodaloo.
Toodaloo. You need loo?
Oh, no, I've been.
Oh, I'm going to do the loo now. Ta-ta! There you go, ladies and gentlemen. A little touch of something stupid. Anyway, enough of this nonsense. Time is getting on. We've nearly done an hour. It's time merely to say goodbye. So let's just see what's going on in the old chat room before we disembark. Worth paying an internet licence for, says Mark. Well, I think you obviously don't get to see very much. Keep it clean. We're trying to. Russell McDonald Bell says legendary. Lindsay Kerrs has joined at the far end of this. The Chuckle Brothers have nothing on you. Let's hope not. I don't want any of their nonsense. Thank you very much. Elaine Blazier gives us the thumbs up, which is fantastic. You most both have had a great laugh. Yeah, I saw it there saying, well, had you drunk? No. What you don't realise, ladies and gentlemen, as soon as Nigel knocks on the door and I open the door, as soon as this is God's honest truth, as soon as we see each other, we're straight into some comic nonsense. And it's so fun. You know, Nigel will come knock on the door and I'll open the door and he'll say something and I'll say something. Oh, hello there. I'm selling brushes for windmills. Oh, yeah, that's nice, dear. Do come in and put the feet on the landing and your head on the footplate. Thank you. And we just go into this sort of burbled nonsense. It's madness. So, yes, Jennifer Stewart, it is an absolute hoot. Thank you for enjoying and watching that. So, there we go. Fab music. Thank you very much. Yes, we like the old... Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow's walking video. Tomorrow's video, the serious stuff that we do. Of course, thank you for the little love explosions there, which was very nice. Nikki just says good night. I haven't quite gone yet. Thank you, Nikki. Thank you. It was a bit preemptive. But tomorrow, we're going to see the Crowhurst yew. The second Crowhurst yew tree. Julia, the lovely Julia, I should say. The lovely Julia who bought me... Hello? Hello? Where's the rest of this egg gone? Yeah, well, whilst you were watching videos, someone's been munching away. Look, it's half gone. It's half gone. Look at that. There's not much of it now. Oh dear, oh dear. Yeah, the lovely Julia and I go to Crowhurst. This is the other Crowhurst tree, the one in East Sussex. And we go to St George's Church, which is similar to the church that we went before, but this tree is very different. And we have a different experience there, ladies and gentlemen. Almost spiritual. So that's tomorrow's video, so watch out for that. Should be great fun. And then after that, who knows? Who knows? I've got a bunch of editing to get on and to get the videos out. So that's all good. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, it's been an absolute joy to be here in wherever you are, peering in your room, in your presence, to say hello and thank you so much for watching. But when you hear this music, you know I've got to put my toys back into the toy box. I've got to carry on munching me egg. And I have to say arrivederci to all you lovely people out there in Bald Explorer Land. So it's been an absolute joy. Thank you so much for coming and tuning in. If you're not a regular, do check out the Bald Explorer group on Facebook. It is absolutely superb. And if you fancy it, if you fancy supporting the Vobie One-Eyed Kenobi, you can become a patron of Vobes. You could make a small donation, perhaps, you know, the price of a cup of coffee a month. And that all helps to put petrol in the car and help us go further afield and carry on making the videos. It really does. It's not just, I don't go to the bank and go, woohoo, I've got another £2. It goes on chocolate. No, I'm not talking about. And in order to do that little donation, that small little thing, just go to baldexplorer.com. I'll make a graphic up at some point when I remember. baldexplorer.com, and you'll see on the menu there, support. If you fancy it, you don't have to. It's not a biggie, but anyway, so there we are. That's today's show. Thank you so much. It's been so lovely, and thank you for all the emojis and all the excitement. And we've got another week of videos coming out to you, and we've got the live shows every day. And if you're a patron and you're supporting the show, you get the Naked Englishman podcast as well, delivered to your door by email every single day. So, something to look forward to. So, until then, thanks so much, everybody. It's been absolutely lovely. I'm looking for the end caption as ever. I'm trying to do multitasking here. So, take care, one and all. Have a rest of the nice bank holiday, if you have a bank holiday. If you're in America, I think you don't have it today, do you? But an Easter bank holiday here in the UK. From me, the Bald Explorer, to you, wherever you are, thank you so much. And take care, one and all. Goodbye. Goodbye.